Salutations, kings and queens, and welcome back to the Electric Leaf, where it is my goal to assist you with nourishing your mind, your body, and your chakras. So, I've been doing a lot of riding lately. I have things that I have to do outside of the office, and so since I've been out riding, I've been blessed with the opportunity to do a lot of thinking, do a lot of meditating, do a lot of receiving, communicating with the Most High, with the Divine. And so the message that came to me today was, so I'm awake, now what? Like, because I know that a lot of people that are with me, you know, y'all are on spiritual journeys or a journey to self, a journey to understand self, and it's not always easy. And a lot of times with a lot of the gurus and stuff that you see on YouTube, you see a lot of smiles and happiness and laughter, and it just seems like they have their life all the way together. And sometimes it can make some of us feel like, well, what am I doing wrong, because I'm still manifesting some real serious situations or uncomfortable situations. So I wanna, let me put this on airplane mode while I'm talking. But and it can get a little confusing in your mind. So let me start by letting y'all know that when you are going through an awakening, congratulations. Congratulations, because you're becoming conscious, okay? You're waking up. And all that really boils down to is gaining an awareness of self and the conditions of the world and what we are co-creating. Becoming aware of self and the conditions of the world and what we are co-creating. The misconception about waking up or having a spiritual awakening is that consciousness equals balance. And consciousness does not equate to balance, okay? Consciousness actually equates to irritation, okay? When you first wake up, think about it. When you first wake up, you don't really want somebody right in your face, jumping up and down, blah, 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 yeah, woo, woo, woo. That's not the time. Not when you first wake up, because you have to become acclimated, all right? You have to become acclimated. You know, you got to get up, you got to feel some water, you got to use the bathroom, do whatever you're going to do, okay? And so that's how it is when you're waking up spiritually as well. When you're waking up spiritually, you're becoming aware of all this stuff that has been going on, okay? All this stuff that has been taking place, and it can be very overstimulating. And so you can get upset. You can find yourself going through emotional mood swings. You can find yourself with a lot of emotional ups and downs. Find yourself tearful, questioning whether or not you're going through a depression, leaning on substances, okay? Drinking, smoking, sexing, whatever you're doing. You know, porn addictions, they can become more prominent at the beginning of a spiritual awakening. So don't down yourself. Don't feel like you're doing something wrong, because you're not, okay? But when you are waking up, you have to be very careful in that space, or you could end up going back to sleep, okay? In a deeper sleep than you were before. I'm talking about sleeping through all your little alarms, okay? So when you're going through when you're in that wake up stage and you're becoming more aware of what's going on, you're becoming more aware of yourself, your emotions, other people's emotions, the climate of the world, the climate of your family member, your family members and friends, you know, you're starting to understand deeper. So when you're in that space, you need to actually hone in on when you get a craving for something, when your flesh starts to call and say, hey, I'm overstimulated, numb me out, man, numb me out, give me something, you know, because I'm hurting. That's your space to listen to the pain. Now, all substances are not bad, All substances are not bad. Humans have used substances on our spiritual journeys since the beginning of time. Okay, lots of herbs and lots of mushrooms and things like that. I've heard about ayahuasca, and I have never tried it. I would like to. If you have, please let me know. Let me know how was ayahuasca for you. But ayahuasca is not an herb that, just from what I have downloaded, okay? From what I have downloaded, ayahuasca is not an herb that you should dabble in when you first wake up, because it'll be hard to decipher between the visions that you are having, between that and what's actually your reality. And they can mesh so strongly and powerfully that you'll need assistance with coming back to reality, to checking back in. But when you're becoming conscious of your emotions and your feelings, it's then your job, your responsibility to start fine-tooth combing through what is causing those irritations, because those irritations are thoughts and perspectives and ideas and emotions. Okay? So you'll find yourself triggered more often when you're going through a spiritual awakening, because you're coming into recognizing you. Now, when you're in that space of waking up and things are becoming more irritating to you, to your spirit, you have to pray. You have to speak life over yourself in those moments. You have to go ahead and anchor down, right? So it's important to recognize, like, hey, I'm in a space of being triggered a lot. I'm in a space of waking up, or I'm going through another spiritual awakening. Because just because you've had one spiritual awakening, it doesn't mean like, ta-da, I'm awake. I'm always going to be awake. Everything is magical. Oh, life is great. I'm awake now. I see the... No. It's not like that. It's constant and continual. You'll always have another level to go to. Always be more learning that is available to you. Always. That is when you start working with dark matter or dark energies, which goes into that expansive unknown. And the possibilities of creation are infinite in those spaces. But you got to first learn how to manifest in the light. Okay, so that's why a lot of times people automatically assume or label black or dark energy as negative energy, but it's dark energy. It's mislabeled. Evil energy and dark energy are not the same. That's another video. Okay, so getting to understand, like, all right, let me tell y'all my personal. When I started to go through my spiritual journeys and I started to go through my awakenings, I find myself becoming more conscious and more aware of my thoughts and feelings when they become heightened. I start to feel myself becoming more agitated. So, like, my mom and I have noticed that when I fast, that my mom becomes a trigger point for me. My mom is my best friend, you know? So, I have learned to just shut up. You know, I tell myself, just shut up, Nakia, when I am fasting and my mom does something that triggers me, because I already know it ain't got nothing to do with my mom at that point. It has everything to do with me and how I feel and my perception of myself and how I'm seeing myself. And that can really, really ruffle your feathers a lot, especially if you're seeing yourself one way and another perspective is being offered to you to look from. Because you're going to see yourself differently at that point. And that can kind of it can kind of do a number on the ego. And remember, the ego is designed to protect. So the ego can try to hold you in a state of arrested development because it wants to protect what you are now. But as you practice paying attention and listening to you, the ego will calm. The ego will trust you. You and the ego and the self, the I am, the ego and the I am will find this space where it's healthy, it's balanced, okay? So you're finding how to balance through consciousness by dealing with the irritations, okay? Internally, and recognizing that this is in you. If it comes up, it's in you. You can't blame anybody else for what's already in you. And that is a popular way to deal with issues. It's popular. It's a popular method, especially when you look at these TV shows and reality TV shows that you can tell, like, it's so predictable. You know when they're getting ready to fight, because the conversation will go to a space where maybe a conversation needed to be had, or a conversation has already been had, because that's just as bad. And it's just, you can feel the escalation of energies. And so since that's something, and even in music and movies, you know, you can feel the escalation of energies. And so it's almost like the media is trying to teach us how to deal with our emotions. But I promise you, if you would just get quiet sometimes and take time with yourself and walk yourself through those energies, difficult energies, or replay difficult situations, then you'll be able to realize that I can train myself how to handle difficult situations. I don't have to go the typical path. And so as you're doing that, meditation, contemplation, reflection, meditation, contemplation, reflection, meditation, contemplation, reflection, then you get to the space where you practice, because consciousness gives you an opportunity to practice balance over and over and over again, okay? And when the opportunities start coming in fast and back to back to back, like you like, oh my gosh, I'm being triggered everywhere I look and I'm being overstimulated, that's how you know that your life is about to expand and that the universe is wanting to offer you expansion. But they want to be sure that you can handle it. So they're going to start shifting things into your energetic bubble to see how you can handle it. Like, I don't know y'all, I think she might be ready, but you remember that last time she tried to kill herself, so let's take this slow. I mean, I'm saying it like it's funny. It's not funny, you know, because them emotions be real. They be so real. So expansion, that's what you want to keep your mind on when things start to come like real fast and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm waking up and I don't know what to do. Okay, acclimate yourself, self-reflect, okay, and ask for help. I say all the time, a mentor is so important. Or a reading. You know, a reading can give you so much clarity. A reading should give you confirmation. It shouldn't be new news. It shouldn't be new news, okay? But that's another video for another day as well. So I hope that this has assisted you all in some way. And I'm sending you all so much love because the energies really are getting heavy out here. I know y'all feel them. I feel them. So sending you love. Let's send each other love. Send me some love, y'all. But anyway, until next time, family, continue to vibrate love and vibrate well.